Hey friends, this is Marilyn from tarotclarity.com, and if you've been following my feed, you know I'm a little bit engaged by this Cavalcante case, this escaped fugitive. Now I've done a tarot reading, and then I did the video on that, and then I did a reverse engineering of the reading. Now, when I do a reading on a situation, I won't usually do multiple readings because it gets kind of clouded. It kind of gets kind of hard. It's just like, those of you who do this professionally, it's like the person who comes to you every other day to do a reading on her love life, on the same person, right? It's like, you got to give it a break, or you got to heed what was said in the last reading in order to move forward. Doing a reading every other day on the same situation is not helpful. So, I've been reluctant to throw more cards down. I've been more inclined to reevaluate the cards that I already laid on the topic, especially since whenever I do a reading and I go into my meditative place, I really do feel as though I tune into the energy of a situation, and I have high confidence when I do that I'm tapping into something, and I ask the universe to give me permission to tap right into it, and on a need-to-know basis, like tell me what I need to know, or tell me what collectively we need to know. I don't need to know everything. I just need to know what I need to know, especially if it's not a circumstance that directly affects me. Now, in a way, in a very indirect way, it kind of affects me in the sense that it affects anyone who has anybody that they love who lives in the vicinity of those locations. And for our own well-being, because at any moment he can end up being 30 miles to the east. He's right here, so all he needs is opportunity. And that's the point I want to make here, is that every opportunity, every big break he's had, aside from the geography of the land, right, aside from the topography of trees and corn and sorghum and whatever, right, aside from that, every opportunity he's had has been due to a local. And I don't want to blame people because, I guess that's not cool, but we're all part of this, right? We're all part of the human experience here. And every opportunity he's been given has been because a property was not secure. A farm within 2 or 3 miles, maybe less, of the initial perimeter of Longwood Gardens left keys in a van. And then they went to bed. So overnight, for hours, there was keys in a van within just a few miles of where there's a known convict. So he got that. He ran out of gas, thankfully. He got, I guess, about 30 miles, 25 miles. Now he's in another area that's extremely rural, so he has familiarity with evading. If he has survivalist skills, he must. He's been doing a good job. But then now, the biggest break he's gotten is because somebody left a garage door open or unlocked. Even though the guy was in it, it was still unlocked. And aside from that, there were guns in the garage that he was in. And there's a known convict running around. So when something like this happens, it's not enough to ask the cards, how's it going to work out? How's it going to go down? But some of the message can be, what can I do? How can I participate in being helpful in helping us get this guy, or at least not giving him opportunity. So I'm thinking now to change my question and to do another reading with another deck, and ask that question: what can we do? You know, now I'm not in imminent danger. I'm like 36 miles to the east. I'm personally not in any danger whatsoever. But I have family and friends who might be. Right? And there are lots of people who are in that area who might be, that I don't know, that I care about. We should all care about each other. So I'm going to now do a reading with another deck. I'm going to go into my meditative place. I'll come back. But really a good long, hard look at what can we do specifically, individually, to aid in bringing a resolution to this. Now I expect to see like securing property, however that might be understood in the cards. I probably would expect to see that, especially since it's something I've just discussed. But there may be more, right? And so collectively now, part of the tarot reading is to assume responsibility. A lot of times when people ask questions, the strategy, or one of my strategies is to redirect, to give them power. A tarot reading is supposed to be empowering, to help people accomplish the best possible outcome to their situation, right? Just like with all my lost objects, the idea was to redirect my thinking. I've looked in the same place 4,000 times, but if I do a tarot reading on that topic, it helps me to rethink and look in a different way. And just like with love, right? How do I get somebody, to attract to me? Well, change your strategy maybe. Consider doing things differently. You keep doing the same things over and over, you're going to get the same results. And this is the case here. We're seeing a pattern, right? We keep giving him opportunity and he's going to take it. Okay, so I'm going to go off. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to concentrate. I'm going to focus. I'll come back. I'll shuffle a few times, and then we'll do another live reading with the intent in question. What is the number one thing we can do collectively to assist in bringing this to a conclusion? Okay, for this reading, I've chosen to use my Artisan Noblet. I use this a lot for, personal use. I've already built in that I don't really know how many cards I'm going to lay, so it's built into my intent that I'll lay the cards as I feel it will be helpful. So let me flip the camera. Now, what we need to know to assist in bringing this to a swift conclusion. And what can we do to make that happen, or to assist in that happening? Okay, one more time. Well, two more times. Okay. Okay. Wow. Two women flanking Two women flanking the number 3 card. Wow. Three of Coins. So we have the Queen of Coins, we have the 3 of Coins, and then we have the female Pope, who I think figured into my last reading. Now we have the 2 and the 2 and the 3, which equates to a 5, which would be the Pope. I'm going to lay some more cards. Perhaps it'll be a woman. Perhaps it'll be a woman who can make a difference in this case. So women of that locality, I think beware, be on guard. You may have a role in this. You know, the other reading I did, the female Pope showed up in that one too. So we have a lot of, we have 2 individuals of authority here. We do have 2 male authority figures. And we have 2 coins. And the 8 of Coins is almost exponentially larger than the 3 of Coins that it falls beneath. So it suggests well-being, an increase in well-being. So despite it feeling as though it's really bad, which it is, there seems to be individuals at play, both male and female, who can bring about an increase in well-being. I'm going to do a quintessential number for the whole read to see what the quintessential message is. So here we have a 5. That would be for the 3 and the 2. And here we have the 8. Remember, I don't count court cards, so court cards, to me, I don't give numeric value to. So we have a 5 and an 8, which is 13. And that's, well, we all know what the 13th card is. And I'm not even going to say it because I don't know what the algorithms are going to do. I imagine seeing this card again, and it showed up in my other reading. So, of course, it shows up as, a common theme in both readings that I've done, right? However, maybe this, since the question is a little different, is to focus on the end game, right? Focus on the end game. And this could be man and women or anyone. The cards can only, tarot cards were created 500 years ago, so there's, they think in terms of binary, right? But I think, we can look at it as everyone has a stake in this, male, female, or however you identify, right? So everyone has a stake in this to focus on the well-being of all, to bring an end to this. And how do we bring an end to this? Well, we have to do what we individually understand to be the responsible thing to do. And to listen to authorities. I think, these are clearly authority figures. These individuals here are clearly authority figures, and so is this individual too. She's not of the physical realm. She's more of a sacred authority. But there is a moral component to this. I mean, maybe we have to take some moral ground, right? And then remember that the quint of this row is a 5, which is another card, her mate, of morality, right? Of taking a moral high ground on this and doing what is not just legally correct, but morally correct. Whatever that means to each of us who are watching this. we all have to do what we got to do in order to bring well-being to the situation, and for all of us. We have to focus on finality, of bringing it to an end, not prolonging it, but bringing it to an end. One of the things we can do is stop giving him opportunities. Certainly, if we want to look at it this way, coins can be cards of opportunity because they speak of well-being and of advancement of well-being, right? So stop giving him opportunity. Each one of us is responsible. At any rate, I don't want to keep harping on throwing cards on this situation because it will make it a muddled mess. I still am mostly focused on my first reading that I did, and I have the cards right here so that I can reverse engineer very quickly when this is all over, right? I left them out so I can relay them. But I just thought now, being so frustrated with how it seems like we're giving him opportunity, and I just wanted to just have the cards perhaps make a visual appeal to individuals and what we can do to assume responsibility in bringing this to a conclusion. And I think it's been spelled out pretty neatly. Stay safe, everyone, and for all of us who are not in the immediate location, but we're just interested in seeing that, him be brought to justice. Peace and stay well.